Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another rousing episode of Fly Cool School with Schnorgly Jorkson. Today, we're going to take a little look at the F86 A-5. This is the first F86 that you get with the normal machine guns. It does have quite a bit of ammo, and it's not that great of a plane. Against most jets, it is very, very good. Against the Meteor F4 and F8 and the MiG-15 and the MiG-15 BIS, or BIS, I guess. I'm not sure how you say that, but it shouldn't matter too much. It is not a very good plane at all, especially completely unupgraded. And at the point of making this video, I actually had one upgrade, the very first one. And so, as you're going to see in this video, I'm very much outclassed by pretty much all of my opponents. There are some MiG-9s in the game, and they're actually not quite as good as me. Probably a fully upgraded late version MiG-9 can do some things that will match the F86 A version if it's not upgraded at all, because upgrades matter a lot in jet games. But yeah, for the most part, I'm going to be pretty outmatched. You'll see me getting kills on some MiG-9s and mostly just trying to combat the MiG-15s and having death very close to me the whole time I fly. This is a semi-long battle and very intense, very close game. Well, at least fairly close game for us. As you can see here in the beginning, I'm just trying to dodge MiG-15s and trying to maneuver into an advantageous position. Unfortunately, a lot of these are the MiG-15 BIS, which is incredibly powerful plane, much better than the plane I'm flying right now with no upgrades. So I'm going to play defensively, always be on the defensive. As you can see here, I'm just gaining up some speed, gaining up some altitude. Even though I'm in a combat zone, I don't really need to be dodging anyone. So at any time that I'm not dodging anyone, I'm going to try to climb, get a little bit more altitude, or pick up my speed so I can maneuver. Now, I went in on a guy, but I was a little bit too late. You really can't turn after a MiG-15 and follow him down in a dive in a plane like this, unupgraded, because it just goes so much faster than you in a straight line. It can out-accelerate you when you're diving at a steep angle. So, as you can see in this game, I kind of learned how to fight the MiG-15 a little bit better, I guess, especially in this sort of plane. The F-80 will be a shock to transition from into this plane, because the F-80 cannot break its wings, at least as far as I've been able to even have the patience to test in a test battle. It just pretty much never breaks its wings, no matter what. Of course, the F-80 will break its wings around, if you pull very high Gs, around 800 or 850 kilometers per hour, it'll break the wings right off. As far as top speed, this plane doesn't have that much power, not upgraded, so I haven't even been close to overspeed crashing with just on the speed side of things with this, which is nice. It's not nice that it can't go that fast, unfortunately. Now, as you can see, I've been basically dodging and trying to look for one of these MiG-15s making a big mistake and leaving himself open to me. But now I see a MiG-9, and I'm going to change to be following him. And as you can see, I'm not going to go straight for him. That MiG-15 there was tempting, but I saw he was going so fast down that alley that by the time I had turned to him, he would have been a kilometer or 2 kilometers away from me. So instead, I'm going to go for this MiG-9. And as you've seen in my previous video, if you watch the F3 guide, you can do a lot in these underpowered jets, even though the other ones are totally OP. Like this F86 is quite a bit better than that MiG. he still has some pretty big guns on that thing and can be a player. And especially since my whole team is pretty much on the defensive, theirs is on the offensive. A guy flying around low like that with a plane that has big cannons that can one-shot people, that is deadly. You need to take care of that guy quickly. Of course, you want to go after them and be very defensive against the MiG-15s at the same time. And also be very careful because those MiG-9s, if they manage to do scissors or trick you into a bad maneuver, it's easy for you to crash, or it's easy for them to get a nice little hit on you and take you out of the game. So every aircraft counts, at least every fighter. Bombers you can mostly just avoid. Here I'm going to evade this guy, turn downwards and just pull some high Gs. It's extremely hard to hit people with a MiG-9 and pretty much any plane if you're going up against a maneuver like that. He had to turn to the side and then pull negative Gs in order to hit me, so he had very little chance of hitting me there. Here I'm getting a little bit over eager with shooting my guns. I should have waited probably till he was half a kilometer away or something like that. I've had convergence set on 400, but I'm switching down to 300 because that seems to be better. As you can see there, I did a barrel roll to avoid the guy coming from my right. Of course, I'm still angled at this MiG-9 mostly. I see another MiG-15 coming at me, and I've already got one kill this game, so I'm willing to go head-on with him. Of course, this plane and in this game, with this matchup, me going head-to-head and getting a mutual kill with a MiG-15 would be very beneficial to my team. And since I already got a kill, I was kind of more interested in just winning the game than surviving and getting a lot of kills. I figured I had a better chance of hitting on a MiG-15 and doing more for the team that way than trying to dogfight one down when they're, well, as you can see in this game, they just perform how they do. I'm going to try not to get distracted too much by these MiGs. As you can see, I'm still following this MiG-9. He's quite a ways away from me, but I'm still on his tail. I'm hunting him down. Unfortunately, he's not going to put up much of a fight. He may be out of ammo. I'm not exactly sure. Or perhaps he just gave up. It's very common for people to kind of expect that you are playing a fully upgraded best F86 in the game, when really you're playing the totally unupgraded one that they could probably do decently against if they tried, but instead he's going to just fly in a straight line and I take him down very easily. These guns do plenty of damage against jets, as far as I can tell in my experience. Very good if you just hit within range. And I've noticed with 50 cals, especially with the F80 and this plane, the armor piercing seems to be a little bit like, for instance, the ground targets or the armor target sort of ammo seems to be more consistent, whereas the other ammo is sometimes good. The universal ammo can sometimes set a guy on fire or kill them very quickly, but for the most part, it seems like the armor target ammo is just more consistent in its ability to take people down. Now, as you can see, there's only MiG-15s left, which is great. We've got all the MiG-9s gone. There's only MiG-15s, and only a few of them. We outnumber the enemy, so we do have an advantage in guns and everything else. Now, as you can see, I dive on this guy, and he's flying in a straight line, and he's still going way, way faster, probably 100 kilometers per hour faster than me. So at this point, there's only 3 guys left on their team. There's 6 on our team, but they're in airplanes that can very easily pick all of us off one by one. So the one thing that we have an advantage for us over them is that we have more ammo. It's basically the only way we're going to win at this point, I'm thinking, is either they fly into a group of us and one of us gets a lucky hit off on them, or they just simply run out of ammo. And that's why in this case it's a good idea to fly over their base. Of course, usually I think base camping is kind of cheesy and lame, especially for jets, but if you have no chance in the air, you may as well block them from landing and giving you no chance again. So that's why I chased the MiG-9 over here, and that's why I'm still going to stay over here and try to kill the rest of these guys. And now you can see my very bad firing. As you can see, this guy changed directions right in the middle of a turn. Very extremely good roll rate right there. But luckily, we're still going to get it. We have enough people, as I mentioned before. We have enough people that enough guns are aimed at this guy. Someone's going to hit him if he comes in for a hasty or careless attack, which I believe that was. Now, I'm not going to conserve ammo here at all. As you can see, I still got over 1,000 rounds left, and any hit I can get on this MiG-15 is going to be a huge advantage, a huge significant game changer. Every little hit. So I'm going to try to get every little hit I can. And there I couldn't tell he was actually dying. It's hard to tell if he's going to pull up at the last second and try to make one of us crash or not. As you can see there, I dodged a little bit right before those shots came in. I was actually watching the radar, which is a very, very important thing to watch. It's not something that you can consistently rely on, because I've had other games, in fact just today I had a game where a guy showed up on my radar for a whole 2 seconds before he shot me and killed me, and he was completely invisible to me before that point. So it's not something that can always be trusted, but at least sometimes it can be. Now here I go up to try to catch this guy in the turn. Unfortunately, I just don't have nearly enough power, and unfortunately me and my ally both went up into a stall with this guy, and I believe my ally dies because of it, because he can just nose down and dive on one of us and kill us very easily. That's partially why I was rolling and diving at the same time there. I'm going to watch my radar and immediately turn back to where I know he is, because I can see him on radar. But of course he's far enough away that it doesn't really matter. And yeah, again, we're hanging around their base. I don't want them to be able to reload. That's pretty much our only chance, is to catch them reloading, or to stop them from reloading so they have to really conserve their ammo well, or they'll run out. As you can see, there's not much other tactic we can use at this point. Even if you could get above enemies and then dive on them, and that's a great tactic, but in this case the MiG-15 is just so fast. He can do one quick turn at a low speed, at lower altitude. You're coming in very fast from high altitude, and you can't really turn quickly because you'll overspeed crash. And then as soon as you slow down to turn or to line up another shot, he's going faster than you again. So it's very frustrating for that reason. But fortunately, playing defensively enough, you usually eventually can get in a good shot on someone who's made a mistake or been careless. Yeah. So don't feel like you have no chance in the F86, even if you're playing a completely unupgraded F86 against MiG-15s. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit here, because this is just me chasing the MiG-15. I see that there's 2 guys in the game. That's why I was going over their base again, because I was wondering, where's this other guy? He hasn't been in the fight, so I'm thinking he's out of ammo, and I think he's going to try to land. But I'm just going to leave this guy, the guy that was back there, and chase this guy, try to help my allies, make sure they don't die. Of course, this guy comes back over to the base, so I'm going to follow him over here, and he's going to try to go head-on with me once, and I'm going to try to take some shots at him, and I'm going to go check the base just to see, because I think there might be a possibility that there's someone over there. And this guy is not really going after me very much, so I think he might be out of ammo actually too, and just trying to distract me from going for the base. Although, if that's the case, I don't know why he led me back to the base. It's really a strange thing. Luckily, actually I asked my allied F3, Meteor F3, to kill all the base AA, which they did, except for one, which doesn't really matter. And so I can zoom down here, absolutely no base AA except for one, and take down this MiG-15. That's the only way I can kill him, really. And I do. Earlier, you could see me in chat telling the... And of course, I'm watching the other guy too, because I don't want to get killed easily while I'm doing this. As you can see in chat earlier, I actually told the the Meteor F3 to kill all the base AA, because we're against all MiG-15s, and the Meteor F3 really doesn't really have a chance to ever catch a MiG-15 or even really get a lucky shot, unless the MiG-15's being really careless about their play. And now, as you can see, I'm just looking around, trying to wait for this last guy. I'm actually about to go kill ground targets, because I realize there's only 9 ground targets left, and we can probably kill them, even if the MiG-15 comes and chases me down, or repairs and gets more ammo. I figure that we can probably kill all the ground targets anyways. So right here I'm about to go back, kill some ground targets, and finish the game up. But it doesn't work out quite how I expect. Yeah, going for ground. As usual, I'm looking through, holding tab, just seeing what our strategy should be, what my strategy should be for the team. I see we're ahead by a lot of guys. I figure even if this guy repairs and rearms, he's not going to have enough ammo to kill all of us before we can kill the ground targets, if we choose to do that. So I relay that to my team, and then I see him and realize that I have to do something against him, or else he can just kill me. So plan switches from ground targets to killing this guy. I only have 300 rounds left, so I figured I can't really kill any ground targets, or else I'll be completely defenseless for this guy, in case he has ammo. Of course, he could have gotten a fairly good shot on me in the last head-on, so I asked him why didn't he shoot, and I would not suggest typing when you're in a dogfight with jets, but as I know he's the last guy, and as you can see, I'm not trying to chase him. I'm not really engaging him very much. I didn't really care that much because I was going to go kill ground, and I almost knew from the first pass that he didn't have ammo because he had a fairly decent shot on me. So I was going to go kill ground targets pretty much anyways, especially after that second pass. I knew he was out, but then he just quit the game and gave us the win. So yeah, there's that. Pretty good reward for my 4X. Got pretty lucky this time. Hope you liked the video. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe for more. See you later.